Hot Take Tuesday, yo. So if anyone has any hot takes to start us off with, go wild. So if someone doesn't know what a hot take is, it's a controversial opinion about something. And I want your controversial opinions surrounding Valentine's Day, relationships, and that kind of shite. Hot take. Asking someone to marry you on Valentine's Day is unoriginal, not thought out enough as it would be on any other day of the year. What do you think, guys? Do you think asking someone to marry you on Valentine's Day is unoriginal? But I think that's just a sad thing to say, because it's literally no one's concern when someone asks another person when they marry them. They can ask them to marry them on their birthday, no problem. They can ask them to marry them on Halloween, no problem. They can ask them to marry them on Christmas Day, no problem. It's their choice when they want to get married, and it doesn't have anything really to do with the day. The only problem is when there's like pressure on one person to ask someone to marry them. That's the only thing I have a problem with. Like, you know, when you're giving someone like a really silly like deadline that it has to be on Valentine's Day, and it can only be one day of the year. Like, you can only ask me to marry you on Valentine's Day, and if you don't, I'm gonna say no. So they have to do it that specific day of the year. Now that's ridiculous, and that's being outlandish, but no. Valentine's Day is actually my favorite holiday. I love Valentine's Day. I've always liked Valentine's Day. I don't know why I like Valentine's Day. I just think it's really cute, and it's an excuse for me to wear lots of pink, lots of hearts, and pink and black, which are two of my favorite colors. I love Valentine's Day. Do you know what? It's probably because it's the one time of the year in Ireland where you can buy rainbow roses, because you can't get them where I'm from any other time of the year. So I literally spend all my money on rainbow roses. You've never seen rainbow roses before? Oh my god, I'll show you. Rainbow roses are gorgeous. It's the only time of the year I could get them where I was from in Ireland. Those are rainbow roses. They're real. This is my first hot take of the day. A lot of people in 2024 think getting married is more commitment than having 2 kids together. But it's always the men who think this, and the girls that are gaslighted into believing this. No, the men don't want marriage. The men just want to have kids. They don't want to commit to a marriage with a girl. I have so many friends that have 3 kids with a dude, but they aren't married to him. No matter how much they want to get married, they feel like they can't ask, which is really sad. If you think that kids are more commitment, then why in 2024 are there more women that are having guys' kids but aren't marrying them? Please explain it to me. It's so expensive. And a child isn't? Are you trying to tell me that it's not expensive to get married? No, it's not. It's not expensive to get married. You can go get married at the register office, and it'll probably cost you, what is it, like €50? $50 to get married? Like, that kid is gonna cost you €18,000, $20,000 a year. A year. Every year. Being married is a risk. And having kids isn't a risk. Oh my god, this is wild. And having kids isn't a risk? I'm absolutely shocked right now. But come on, keep it going, keep it going. Tell me, do you have kids or anything? Doesn't matter if I have kids or not, I can have an opinion. I hate that. I hate when women lock down, and men lock down on it as well, being like, if you don't have kids, you can't have an opinion on it. I can. So why is it more risky to get married than it is to have children? Kids are easier than marriage sometimes. Y'all are actually you're blowing my mind right now. What about divorce though? What about it? Like, you know, kids are expensive as well. Kids are more expensive than divorce. Jesus. You can still be a mom with no ring. That's sad. That's sad. I'm sorry. That is actually so sad to hear. Like, you can still be a mom with no ring. Yeah, you can still have this person's kids and they don't want to commit to you. Do you hear what you're saying? I'm not talking about this from the side of someone who doesn't want to get married. Let's make that clear right now. This is from the side of someone who wants to get married. This is from the side of someone who wants to, you know, have someone commit to them. And when you hear people say stuff like, you can still be a mom with no ring, that is so fucking sad. That is so sad that this person will leave you with a child, but they can't even just put a ring on your finger. What? Yeah, guys lose 95% of their stuff if they split. Not if you, like, you know, you can actually make sure in a marriage that you have, like, you know, everything, like, separate, right? Like, you can get a prenup. It doesn't matter how much money you make. Like, you can make 40K, you can make 30K, and you can still ask for a prenup. Like, just like, you know, get a prenup. That means if you split, the PlayStation is yours if you bought it, the couch is yours if you bought it, the TV is yours if you bought it. That means you can still take your shit. You will not lose everything in court if you've actually got your ducks in a row from the beginning. Which is mind-blowing to me, that people would rather just, you know, wing it having a child, but don't want to commit to the mother. You commit to this child, but you won't commit to the mother of the child. Is just... Why does someone need to marry someone to be committed? Because some people like that. Some people are old-fashioned. Some people want that. That's totally okay if people want that. I am never, ever, 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 ever going to have someone else's fucking child if they can't even commit to marrying me. I'm old-fashioned. That is not happening. Yikes. Oh no, I have standards. Get over it. Should being a good dad and boyfriend be good enough? Well, if that's good enough for you, that's good enough for you. But, you know, there's girls like me out there that do. Accidents happen. Abortions happen too. That's totally fine. Like, I think that here's another hot take. More women should not have kids that they can't afford or is not going into a safe environment. Don't have a kid if you can't afford it. Don't have a kid if you're bringing the kid into poverty. Because then I hear people being like, oh, my mother raised me fine and look at me. Your mother raised an idiot. If you're in the same situation as your mother, bringing someone up in poverty like your mother had to, you learned nothing from your mother's mistakes. Genuine facts. It's 2024. There's way to not accidentally getting pregnant, folks. Literally. Like, I'm not sure what it is like in the US, and I'm sad for ye if it's not like this in the US, but Irish girls have no excuse now. If there's any Irish girls in the chat being like, no, you can't, accidents happen, birth control is free in Ireland. All types of birth control is free in Ireland, up to 30 years old. I get free birth control. I can go back to Ireland today and I can buy 6 months I can get 6 months of birth control for free. Anything I want. Anything I want. I can get the pill. I can get the bar. I can get IUD. I can get anything I want, and they'll just give it to me. Christian and I believe in choices. I'm Christian too, and I don't feel that I have a say over someone else's choices over theirs. Thanks. I'm just gonna have to hang a cross on this wall. Like, I'm literally gonna have to hang a cross on this wall. Just so people can, like, never forget that I'm also Christian. So that fucking shit doesn't work on me. I'm too scared for kids in this economy as well. Fuck that. Fuck that. Like, I'd have to, the one thing that I don't like about having kids in 2024 is I don't want to have to give up what I like to do and what I want to do because of a kid. And that's what's putting me off having kids the most, because I'm not going to be able to, if I want to have 2 kids, let's say I want to have 2 kids, right? I won't be able to afford to go on holidays every month anymore. Just won't happen. Like, I'll have to find someone to look after the kids, or I have to bring the kids with me. And I don't mind bringing kids with me, but that's an extra 2 plane tickets. That's an extra 2 beds in a hotel if they want to sleep by themselves if they're a certain age. That's extra 2 mouths to feed, extra 2 kids for transport. It's so hard and it's too expensive. I wouldn't be able to do it anymore. No thanks. I'd have to really stop doing all the things I like to do, and I'm not here for it. Here, I have a hot take. There should be an age limit to restaurants to avoid small children making a mess and seeing all over the place. I disagree. I highly disagree to that. Because not all kids act like animals. Just some parents don't know how to raise their kids properly, and these kids come into restaurants thinking they're at home when they're not, and they just don't have the discipline to sit down quietly when their parents tell them to. Because my little sister, whenever we go out to eat, she's so quiet. She's so well-mannered. It's shocking. It's actually shocking. I'm so unused to seeing kids so well-behaved. But then I see my sister and I remember that there is like hope for the world. Because she's so well-behaved. She sits there, she eats all of her food because she's just absolutely crazy about food. She loves food. And she's 3 years old. She knows how to act in a situation because my dad and my stepmom have taught her how to act properly. But I've been out to dinner literally in super expensive restaurants, and there's been kids running behind like my chair to look out the window, and the parents will be sitting over at the table just letting these kids run around restaurants when there's people that are here that are literally from super far away just to have this specific food that is served at this restaurant. I was throwing daggers at the parents, and the waiting staff were like, I'm so sorry. And I was like, I know it's not your fault. It's just so unacceptable. If your kids can't sit down and have dinner, I don't fucking care. You can't go out for meals. Leave them at home or stay in with them. That's how it is. I am not responsible for your fucking kid. Thanks. And I don't want to be having them running around while I am trying to enjoy my meal. Thank you. Okay, this is something that I feel deeply in my soul as well. It doesn't matter when you sleep with the person. It's your relationship and your time constraints. Do you agree or disagree? I hate when people say, oh, you're an absolute slag because you slept with him on the first date. Linda, how does that affect you? If this girl wants to sleep with him on the first date, let the girl do her thing. It's like, oh, you're an absolute prude because you didn't sleep with them until like 6 months. That's actually my rule. I don't sleep with someone for the first 6 months. And I don't care. I know people that have slept with people on the first fucking date. You know, live your best life. You don't know if you're going to die tomorrow. You might really like the person. Whatever. It's their boundaries. I don't have a say in that. And I'm fine with that. Like, people think I'm weird. And people think I'm fucking stupid for having my rules. But, you know. Oh well. Really funny. People used to think that I was so, like, active. Like, actually active when I was younger. I didn't sleep with anyone until I was 18. I had no interest. No interest whatsoever. I was only interested in drinking and partying. I had no interest in boys at all. It's all about connection and feelings. Well, that's what it is to me. Like, I'm I'm demisexual. So if no one knows what demisexual means, demisexual is when you can't have a romantic relationship with someone until you have an emotional connection with them. And that's how I've always been. That's why I wait 6 months, because I want to be sure that I actually like this person as a person. Okay, this one really annoys me. And I've seen girls do it. I've seen girls do it more than guys do it. I think guys just don't have the fucking effort to do this. Or the manipulation tactics to do this. But a lot of girls have done this. I've seen a lot of girls do it. Your partner isn't your passion project. Take the person for who they are, or leave. Don't try to change someone to fit your needs. Do you agree or disagree? I know girls that have gone out with drug addicts. like literal drug addicts and drug dealers. And they're like, I know, but I can change him. The guys are still drug addicts. And now these girls are stuck with their kids. Like, if you don't like that they do these recreationally, then don't go out with them. I can't stand seeing girls being like, oh, he's so hot, but he does a lot of coke. But you know what? Maybe I can change him. Just let the man do coke. If he wants to do coke, do coke. Fuck off, like. Just find a guy that doesn't do coke. If you don't like him because he does coke, find someone who doesn't do coke. He's not your passion project. So when I put it in context to bad habits, people disagree with me. It seems like a lot of effort when you can find someone who could check the boxes anyway. Literally. Like, if you don't like the person's job, you can't change them. If they like their job, leave them alone. If you don't like that they have bad habits like smoking, if they like to smoke, leave them alone. Unless they want to quit smoking, they'll quit smoking. If they want to get a new job, they'll get a new job. If they want to go back to university, they'll go back to university of their own accord. Stop trying to change people to suit what you want in a partner. Fit check! Still wearing my boys! Here's another hot take on weddings. Please don't feel pressured into wearing a white dress if you don't want to wear a white dress. You can wear whatever color dress you want. Because I know a lot of girls that say, white doesn't suit me. I don't like wearing white. Don't wear it. Wear blue. Wear purple. Wear green. It's your day. Don't let anyone tell you that you can't do what you want on your day. I think that's really important. I wouldn't say white wedding dresses are overrated because a lot of people like to wear them. They're pretty in their own way, just like a black dress is, just like a blue dress is. I'm not going to shit on anyone else's dreams or what they think is pretty because that's a dick move. But yeah, it's important that everyone feels pretty on their big day. And whatever that means, let them do it. Personally, I don't think gifting on a set date of the year should be a thing. So you don't believe in birthdays or Christmas?